Welcome, I'm Hannah Rowe.
I'm Abi Gibson.
And this is Late News. This is Late News, where this week we can offer you a rare insight into the nation formerly known as America. This November they had an election, although you've probably not heard about it as it wasn't really covered by the mainstream media. But we have some interesting stuff here tonight on the President-Elect.
We'll also have details on topics ranging from the horror of meat in currency to the Durham Champagne Society, which went hardcore. Cocaine hardcore.
All that and more coming up tonight here on Late News. To help us cover our barrage of news, our wonderful correspondents will be sent on a series of dangerous, curious and even questionable tasks each week. So stick with us for the next few months to see if they still stay alive. And so we move on to our first topic, the new President of America. It's exciting stuff. We have the first female in the White House despite the email scandal, which threatens it.
Hannah, Clinton didn't win.
What are you talking about?
Clinton didn't win.
She must have done. Trump couldn't have won. President Trump, the host of The Apprentice.
Yeah, well, he is.
Wow.
Yeah.
you carry on.
Oh, me? Okay. Right, okay. So this next segment revolves around President-elect Donald J. Trump, the wall-building, Muslim-banning
host of The Apprentice.
Yeah. Many have wondered if Donald Trump will keep the promises he made along his campaign trail, although recent interviews from Trump suggest otherwise.
Yes, on his journey to the White House, Trump had promised to jail Hillary Clinton, repeal Obamacare, and of course build a wall across the Mexican border. However, since winning the election, he has stated he will not pursue the case against Clinton. He'll also keep popular aspects of Obamacare, and that wall, well, it's probably going to be more of a fence.
I mean, is this a surprise? Well, anyone who's researched Trump's previous business ventures and looked into the many lawsuits against him will find that Trump has a tendency to switch opinions from time to time, which is fine if you haven't just been elected president of a country with one of the largest economies, over 300 million residents, and a shiny big red button that could blow up the world.
Speaking of people that shouldn't be in charge, Nigel Farage. The champion of Brexit met with the President-elect earlier this year. Thus far, Farage has appeared broadly supportive of Trump, speaking at one of his rallies in Jackson during the President-elect's campaign. However, their partnership was not been viewed too favourably, especially when a photograph of them stood grinning in front of a golden lift surfaced earlier this month, showing everyone that we are a bit mere peasants in their kingdom of gold and political illusion.
As you would expect, this could cause tensions with the current Prime Minister, Theresa May, but to be honest, I'm more worried about the Queen.
The Queen?
Yes, the Queen. It's been reported that to forge a relationship with the US and Trump, he may be invited to meet the Queen and stay at Windsor Castle.
Trump has previously expressed his late mother's love for the monarchy. Using the Queen could be a good strategy to make inroads with the UK, but that's still going to be one awkward meeting.
Yes, and if any of you out there are wondering exactly what that meeting would feel like, it's actually very easy to create. Just grab a second-class stamp, an expired cheese puff, and just place them next to each other.
Then you too will be able to experience the awkward silence and tension in that room. I'm actually glad we brought up tension there because there has been a metric fuckton since Donald won nearly a month ago. Many voters attended anti-Trump protests after his victory. In response to this, the President-elect commented via the ever-professional platform for incoming presidents, Twitter. Okay, and this is the problem. Trump needs to step away from the damn keyboard. As president, his priority shouldn't be his Twitter account. Arguably, this is one of the key reasons that people are concerned about Donald J. Trump. He just doesn't act like a president. And maybe this is fine, but when you've only been to 2 intelligence briefings, yet still find time to comment on social media, you're not just altering the status quo, you're kind of doing this with it.
And as fun of an activity as that may seem, there is a reason it isn't done normally. That idiot can't wash their clothes, jump on their trampoline, or use that brick for anything useful in the future.
In the same vein, Donald Trump being anti-establishment may seem fun now, but there is a reason some of these systems have been in place over the last century.
On top of all this, the fact that Trump is using Twitter to complain about his victory is almost as funny as a rich boy complaining his father only left him a loan of $1 million. He got everything that he could have wanted, yet he is still managing to complain.
But what is even more concerning about America in the aftermath of the election of Donald J. Trump is undoubtedly the alleged rise in hate crimes across the US. It's been reported that the New York Police Department are attempting to create a hate crime unit to deal with these issues, which, if the surge can be linked to Trump's success, is extremely concerning for America's future.
These hate crimes are certainly something Donald Trump should take note of. In a recent address to the US for Thanksgiving, Trump spoke about raw emotion, a grueling election, and the hope to move forward as one country with one voice. That address highlights the division in the United States, and that's a great statement. We can only hope this is the America we start to see over the next 4 years.
Now, speaking of Thanksgiving, we're moving on to the shopping frenzy of the year that takes place just 24 hours later, Black Friday. Last week played host to the discount shopping period, and we here at Late News wanted to try and understand why the American shopping excitement has spread here to the UK in recent years.
Indeed, it appears our deals aren't as exciting as the ones in America, yet we've taken the tradition on in the last few years. We sent out our correspondents into Leicester City Centre to find out more.
Hello! We're going to be asking some people some questions about Black Friday. If we can find anyone. So there's got to be someone. Hello, would you be able to... Nope.
So, okay. There's a very big gap being formed all the way around us. Excuse me, could you ask a couple... No? No? Alright. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get much luck here. Should we try a different place? Alright, let's do it.
Still getting nothing.
Excuse me, could we... No? Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a bit dejected.
Right, okay, so we moved to a slightly quieter area of High Cross. We're still in High Cross, absolutely, definitely still there. And we're just looking around for some more people to ask about Black Friday. Or more, any person become a correspondent, they said. Ooh, it'll be fun, they said. Ooh, it'll be so much better than presenting. Oh yeah, you get to go out, everyone wants to talk to you, everyone's interested in you, no one doesn't care. No one knows you exist.
So it turns out we learned absolutely nothing, except that our correspondents are a little bit crap, and people in Leicester aren't as friendly as they used to be. And now on to the truly disgusting news that there is meat in the new £5 note. That is right, you heard it here absolutely last. The Bank of England confirmed last Monday that the new polymer £5 note contains traces of tallow.
What does this mean though? How much meat is in our notes and indeed all our products?
What exactly is tallow? Most commonly used when making soaps and candles, tallow is made from rendered animal fats. Essentially, it's a byproduct of the meat industry and is not in itself why poor moo cows are sent to die.
Despite this, vegetarian, vegan and religious groups have been up in arms about the revelations, and on Thursday last week the BBC reported that the Bank of England supplier is working on potential solutions. Solutions to what? We're not quite sure. As the lovely people over at Vice have calculated, even in the crudest terms, there's not really that much meat flying around.
As we can see here, the meat in these notes contributes to less than 1% of the overall products used. That means half a cow was sacrificed for every 300 million notes created. Now, it's understandable that many groups out there will want to know if they're copping a meaty feel in their daily transactions, but as the Daily Mail have pointed out, and went to great lengths to emphasise, meat products are in just about darned near everything.
Parmesan, breakfast cereals, beer, ciders and wines, Worcestershire sauce, pesto, toothpaste, orange juice, yoghurt, ready-made pie and pastry crust, marshmallows and much more besides contain meat products.
Some of these are more surprising than others, but it's because they contain only traces of meat products.
The issue is quickly becoming not just the fact that the new fibre contains meat. As many high-profile figures have pointed out, for a whole range of causes, this is not a problem unless they choose to eat the note, but rather that it was so unnecessary for the tallow to be included. Whilst the Bank of England has the freedom to choose suppliers which would not have allowed the use of meat byproducts, the public do not have much of a choice on whether they handle money or not.
Thankfully, many have seen the lighter side of the story, which has once again called the shadiness of the British meat industry into question. Several observers on social media jumped on the opportunity to see bacon as the new legal tender, which, frankly, makes a lot more sense. It's unlikely we'll hear any more complaints of, "I don't want the new fiver," when people get a whiff of bacon coming from the tills. This brings us on to our final and perhaps our most exciting topic for the show, Durham University.
Durham University is based in two distinct locations, offering the best of both worlds. Historic Durham City and contemporary Queen's Campus in Stockton-on-Tees. Both locations are set within the beautiful and varied landscape of northeast England.
Now, there is a reason we've brought up a highly prestigious but rather boring university, as no longer can Durham be viewed through solely academic goggles, as the Durham Champagne Society hit the headlines with its annual ball back in June.
Bizarrely, this only came to our attention recently when it became clear what some of the allegations were from the evening in question.
One would imagine that a group dubbed the Champagne Society would be rather elegant. The society was established in October 2011 in order to introduce students to the culture of champagne tasting and to the diverse and prestigious champagne houses. At least that's according to the Durham Students' Union website. However, it appears to have been a tad deceitful when you hear some of the allegations that were placed against the society during their visit to Hardwick Hall Hotel.
It all apparently started to go downhill when magnums of champagne arrived at the ticketed events rather than standard 750ml bottles that were expected.
To explain just how much a magnum contains, this is a 750ml bottle of Prosecco because we can't afford actual champagne. Now, a magnum contains 1.5 litres, so pretty much 2 of these. Effectively, this means there was twice as much champagne floating around the event than had been accounted for. Now, that's always going to be messy.
Quite the mix-up at the exclusive event, where entry was a very unstudenty £99 per person. Guests then received a meal and, of course, 2 bottles of champagne upon arrival, as one expects at any standard social sesh.
Allegations now indicate that at some point during the evening, students ran naked into a lake, were reported to have openly had sex, and there was even evidence found of cocaine use.
On top of this, these lovely students managed to rack up a bar bill of over £45,000. And I thought buying a Big Mac for lunch was a waste of my student finance.
Whilst the society has been suspended until after Christmas, that doesn't quite seem sufficient for the alleged cocaine-fuelled shit show. But to be fair, the hotel has commented that according to its staff and its records of the evening in question, any notion that the event got out of control is a fabrication.
And so, as our first episode comes to a close, we leave you with the mysterious case of the Durham Champagne Society, who may or may not have hosted the most backcrap crazy society gathering we have yet to hear of. If you know a society with bigger balls than this in both senses, then let us know. It won't feature in any shows, but we'd like to go get pissed with them.
On that note, thank you very much for watching. We hope you've heard plenty you already knew about. We'll be back soon to cover the latest news, literally as late as we can report it and still call it reporting.
Thank you very much.
At least I didn't trip myself.